No Rangers side has won there since the 10-club setup came into being 7 years ago. This season, though, while Aberdeen, for all their talent, have struggled a little, John Gregg's New Look Rangers have been consistently impressive. So, would the record be broken? Archie McPherson looks first at the two teams.
Well, Aberdeen are obviously very depressed about that result against Dundee United last Wednesday night, so they've rejigged their side. Stuart Kennedy, Neil Simpson, Dougie Bell, Eric Black, all in the side. And of course, that very talented youngster, Neil Cooper, will be one of the two players. The other is Eric Black from Aberdeen, who'll be with the Scottish youth side in the finals in Mexico next summer. And of course, we're getting a first glimpse this season of one of the great players, Gordon Strachan, who was described in Malaga to me by a Scottish supporter as El Jinky, and that, I think, sums him up better than anything else, and a great season in prospect for him even yet. Rangers, there were worries before the start of the game about one or two players, but the only real change is that Ian Redford is on at number 11 with John McDonnell going onto the bench, which means that Craig Patterson at number 5 passed his fitness test. There is Patterson, and there's no doubt at all that he has added great stability to the Rangers' defence alongside McClelland since he arrived. And there are the well-known features of Brian McGinley, one of the game's outstanding referees. Well, there is a new system of policing at Pittodrie today with this vast Ranger support in at that end of the ground, the beach end, for the first time ever. Because it's nearer the buses, the police say it's logistically a better exercise, and the Aberdeen police are excellent. But the cost to Aberdeen of the whole exercise for police is £6,000, a staggering cost even before a ball is kicked. As Derek Johnson starting the game, and the touchback there by Ian Redford on a quite immaculate afternoon. Now, if you'd been in Aberdeen on Friday night, you'd have thought the end of the world was nigh. The rain lashed down, the wind would have blown you away into the North Sea, but it's all very placid this afternoon, weather-wise, but I doubt it was going to be a placid afternoon in terms of football. And I mean that in the best sense of that word, because there's no question about it that these two teams are very, very competitive. The game always flows. Great pace to it and aggression. And that's a nice reverse pass, but offside. That's another throw. Just beyond Eric Black, who's very good in the air. McClelland playing that very coolly, and it goes towards Pritz. Good tackle by Willie Miller. Well, that's good play. He saw the danger of the initial pass back, to bring players towards him and judge the pass back to perfection. McClelland tried to judge that to Pritz, has been marked very closely indeed. Simpson comes in and goes beyond McClelland, and here's McGee. Patterson, and that's curled beautifully. I think there was a touch, or was it? No. It's a goal kick. Well, that is a superb try. Notice how very near the goal line he was getting. Very difficult to get a ball in and to be menacing at the same time, but he achieved it. More a slip than anything else in Cooper. In that cluster of players, and Baird didn't move for it. Baird having a very shaky game for Rangers. Strachan. Oh, it's a great save. Who's following up? And McGee cannot put it away. Certainly the best move in the game so far. Strachan really hit that with authority. Difficult ball with Stewart looking into the sun. He got down at it, and in came McGee, but he couldn't push it away. Patterson. Cooper, that left foot again. McKinnon. There's Bent. 20 minutes gone, there's still no scoring as Jim Bett picks it up. Look at the way that Cooper goes right to the line with him, and the corner is given. Now, I have to admit that for a moment that linesman pointed for a goal kick and then changed his mind, but the referee had already pointed, I think, for a corner. So here we are, David Cooper with his corner kick. It's a low one, and back it goes to Cooper. Oh, they're spinning out. There's Derek Johnston. Good save by Leighton. It's very difficult. Always very awkward for a goalkeeper going down to a near post header like that, trying to save himself and save the ball at the same time. Here's Redford. There's Curl in there. Patterson tries to go in, but illegally pushing all the way. But for the first time in the match, Rangers have thrown off the shackles that they've had placed on them in midfield and got up there near goal. Kennedy. High sort of up and under. McClellan is the one underneath it. McGee. Oh, nice touch by McGee. Wonderful shot there by Simpson. He drove it well. All right, it was going off target, but remember, he was trying to get away from tackles at the same time. It was hit with great strength. Kinnan just got away with it. Coming forward very cagily. Bett. Stabs that pass well. Redford. Bit slow and pushing it forward now, I think, is a gift again for Leighton. Not a good ball at all. Ten minutes to half-time. No scoring. There's a break and a beautiful one in the left. It isn't offside. You could see it coming. Simpson, can he turn? Can he get support? He can't. Rangers caught flat. Dawson. Well, looked like a very late tackle to me. Well, that's a brilliant move. Can he get his shot in? He can. Dougie Bell. It's a goal kick has been given. He drove forward after getting away from the tackle. Got his shot in, but the wrong side of Stewart. Here's Pritz for Strachan. Great touch there by Strachan. There's a powerful shot again, this time by Neil Simpson. Off the head of McLeish. Down goes Bobby Russell. Rangers get the corner kick. Just under 3 minutes of this half remaining, and that's a very good ball. What is the chip going to be like? There's Redford in, it's off the line, Johnston, and I think a free kick's been given. Well, it was a very quickly taken corner kick, with Russell coming in, shivving it to the far post. Redford got the header down, it was taken off the line as Johnston put it back in to the goalkeeper's arms. The whistle had gone for a free kick. There goes a half-time whistle. There's no scoring. And I think the man who's had the insight and vision above all else in a very crowded midfield is number 7, Gordon Strachan there, who had that wonderful shot saved by Stewart, producing the scramble that perhaps ought to have been put away. And then Dougie Bell coming back with a shot of great ferocity just past the post. And virtually on the half-time whistle, that cross ball that Redford almost sneaked down past the goalkeeper. And Aberdeen have brought on Pittodrie at the start of the second half. Pittodrie signed from St Mirren, Scottish internationalist. Great deal of talent, and at the start of this second period of the game, I think that's a very interesting one. Rangers obviously will note that Aberdeen want to bring pressure on the left side. Alec McLeish. McClellan. I mean, that looked utterly simple, that, but it required a very delicate decision. Go for it and leave it, almost in the one movement. Kennedy. No offside, and Stewart has committed himself and does in fact very well. He just got there. I think Rangers may have thought there could have been an offside, but there certainly wasn't. And the goalkeeper had to make tracks. That's a brave save. Russell. And it goes to Cooper. And Russell. Good ball to Russell. Rugby is there. Russell gets off balance. McKinnon. And Rangers get the corner kick. And I don't think McKinnon needs to point it out to the linesman. Just for a moment, I think Davy Cooper wanted a short one, but it is the long one. There's Johnson scored! 1-0. As simple as you like, but to the delight of the huge Ranger support. Now, Davy Cooper looked as if he might take a short corner kick, and didn't he make the right decision for Rangers? And that is a typical, brilliantly executed header by Johnston at his best. 1-0, 4 minutes gone. Rugby. That's a good shot, and Stewart edging to the side. Aberdeen retaliating immediately. Good, emphatic shot. There's offside. Weir first up to the ball in an offside position. Rugby. Boyd Strachan eludes that very well. Patterson goes back at him. That's a good ball, and Dawson just in. Now Russell for Rangers. Way goes Russell, and that meant for Cooper. A bit impetuous again with that pass. There's no way that Cooper had the acceleration to get it. Strachan won't get that. Oh, really annoyed about that pass, and he had reason to be. Cooper. Good run there again by Simpson this time. Good ball by Pittodrie, and there's Dawson. What a lovely touch there as Pritz goes forward. So does Bet. Bet and Pritz. Then it's on to Bet, and it's too fast. A good break by Rangers, but the final pass slipping away. McGee, Strachan following up. Very tight Rangers defence there. Can't get away with it, and he touches it inside. He has a great chance. A marvellous save by Stewart. Cooper, and the pressure still on Rangers. And away goes McKinnon with it. And that was given away. How on earth the Rangers defence allowed Strachan to get that latitude to get it back. And then Simpson going in, and that was brilliantly saved. Fritz, only straight to Simpson. Offside given. Always infuriating for a team and the support when the player is caught out like that. Just going beyond Fritz, there's Ali Dawson. Down to Russell. Now, Cooper, Rugby advances. Cooper still there. A lovely reverse pass. Here's Russell to McKinnon. Got to judge it well. The chip. There it is again, and Fritz scores. 2-0. The Swede has scored. Once again, jubilation behind that goal. 17 minutes gone. And how accurately Rangers have been playing the ball from the extremes. Once again from the right, this time the full-back. And in came Fritz behind everybody else. And the sheer thrust of the header made it 2. Not a very happy sight in that Aberdeen dugout with just over 20 minutes gone. The team 2 goals behind. However, Aberdeen are known to fight very hard up here. Play by McKinnon, cleanly. Kennedy, that's McClellan, Derek Johnston, to bat. Oh, great play though by McLeish. Really had to get on top of that. Very difficult ball, he was turned round, he was getting off balance, yet he got the eventual touch. Fritz. Look at the congestion of players there. Strachan. Weir. McKinnon goes across. Way by McClellan. Aberdeen trying to put on the pressure yet again. Rugby goes in. And that's neatly back by Vance, who got one just over the ankle. And there is the diminutive but quite aggressive figure of the assistant Rangers manager, Tommy McLean. Angry about something. A beautiful ball by Cooper. Russell going away to the line again. It's a good-looking ball, and Fritz brilliantly saved by Leighton. Save of the game, maybe one of the saves of the season. Again, a ball from the right by Rangers, bothering this defence. And Fritz, who's not the biggest man in this field by any stretch of the imagination, getting in, and it looked as if it would get there. That's a superb save. Rugby, good ball by Rugby. Strachan, foul, takes it quickly. Obviously, every second counting, and Strachan roaring back into the game. That's a neat little ball. Redford can't quite get there. McGee, great play by McGee, and Strachan put it away. And a good shot as McLeish comes up. Rangers under pressure. Aberdeen almost getting through. Almost tucks onto Fritz again. It's Aberdeen. Dawson a simpler move that time. Here's Strachan. Seeing more of the game now, he had a breather. Middle of the second half, not much in it. That's another good ball. Kennedy, Patterson away. McClellan. Up comes Willie Miller. Ball, I think, still in play. Kennedy. And Fritz plays it out, round the side. Johnston after this. Here's Miller, gives it away. Here's Beck. Now Redford. And it goes towards Redford. That is really a very poor pass. Ben did all the spade work, did all the running, coming back, and that couldn't be put in. Here is McGee coming out, and that just passed. And a penalty has been given. Brian McGinley has awarded a penalty. As the referee went across, Stewart collided with McGee, and a penalty has been awarded. Here's John McClellan telling his players not to argue, but to get away. Gordon Strachan to take it. 2-1. Clean as a whistle. The little internationalist puts Aberdeen strongly back into the game. McClellan only clipping it to Strachan. Here's Kennedy. No, a bit too obvious that time. 12 minutes of the game remaining. Full Strachan. It's a good ball across. And look how cleanly Stewart plucked that down. We've had two great goalkeepers in this match. Johnston. Away he goes, and away goes Cooper. Cooper for Rangers. And he's just passed. That would have finished it. Ball bobbing about. Kennedy. That should be Patterson's ball to bet. Here's Cooper. Oh, bad ball by Bobby Russell. It was nicely set up to throw to Aberdeen. McLeish now. Kennedy. We're taking Pritz for pace and everything, and just passed by McGee. Oh, I don't think he can believe he missed it. Kennedy really took Pritz away. Pritz simply doesn't have that kind of pace, and across it came eventually. Good ball, and McGee just putting it past. Exactly 5 minutes remaining. That surely is a free kick. Rangers still leading by 2-1. Here's Redford with the shot. Dawson. Nobody there for Rangers. Kennedy. Slack-looking ball. Bet thinks slightly hesitated. Might have gone for it. Aberdeen pushing everybody forward. Here goes Bet. Well, there's a great ball. Cooper. Here's Cooper. Will he try and chip it? He does, and he can't get it round the edge. Once again, his breakaway running out of steam. Aberdeen having to push forward, being caught a bit flat. Away he went on his own and had to cut along the edge, then try and chip it round, and it didn't work out. Now, 1 minute remaining. Getting Johnston. Willie Miller, utter determination written there. Away goes Strachan. Here's Strachan. Pittodrie. Forward he goes. No penalty, referee. And the referee will stop the play. This time he would have none of that. And I think he's going to book the Aberdeen players for protesting about it. Well, when you look at it again, was it a penalty kick?
Well, the referees certainly didn't think so, and all Aberdeen ended up with was 2 of their players booked for dissent. Now, it's perhaps understandable that they erupted, for there was only a minute remaining, and a favourable decision there might have given them a draw. But when you compare the 2 penalty claims, I end up with the view that Brian McGinley gave the wrong one. This was the one that got away. Now, when you look at it, it's a very nice little flick here by Weir. Now, watch the contact between the 2 players. Now, I think that was definitely a penalty kick. He impeded the player's progress in the box, but I don't think this one was. Watch the goalkeeper. I think he tries to avoid McGee going forward like that. So there we are. I didn't think that one was a penalty, but when the dust had settled, Rangers had notched up their first win at Pittodrie in the Premier League, much to the delight of their support, which was one of the biggest they've ever taken in recent times to that ground. The result gave the greatest satisfaction to the new Rangers captain, John McClelland, who's come through obscurity and serious injury to reach an impressive role for his club, and he was a pleased man.
Yes, it was a very good game. We were pleased to come up and get a 2-1 result. It's been a few years now since Rangers have come up to Aberdeen and got a good result.
Was that bearing heavily on your minds? Because I think Aberdeen had the better of the early stages of the game. Rangers didn't seem to get going, a bit sluggish.
Yes, that's right, but it's on the onus of the home team to try and come at us. So we sort of had to defend for about 20 minutes and then we slowly got into the game. And when we went in at half-time, we were very confident, really, that they wouldn't score and we could go out and capitalise with the players we have.
Well, that was a very typical Derek Johnson header, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. I mean, Derek's a proven goal scorer. He's scored season after season, and he's a very capable man to have on your side.
Would you really have dreamt that Robert Pritz would have scored against a very tall Aberdeen, score a headed goal?
No, that was a very good bonus, I think. Robert sort of must have come in the blind side and rose up well and scored a good goal. He almost got an identical second goal, but the Aberdeen goalkeeper made a great save from him.
In your wildest dreams, that morning when you sustained a very, very bad injury, you almost broke your ankle, you severed the ligaments, you were hobbling about in plaster for many months after that, did you think you would ever become captain of Rangers?
I never thought I'd become captain so quickly. I never thought I'd become captain anyway. But it was, as you say, I was in 4 months in plaster out of the game, and I just managed to get into the side at the end of last season, played in the cup final. Obviously, Northern Ireland getting to the World Cup and doing so well was a bonus, but when I came back to Rangers, I never expected to be made captain, so it definitely is a big bonus.
And you think you can go through to the next round of Europe?
Yes, we got the perfect result over in Germany, a 0-0 draw. If any team is the sort of result you want. But we can't be too complacent, but we've just got to build game by game. You can't look too far into the future. But if we keep building on what we've got, I can see us doing well.
John, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.